Cognitive Evolution from a Piagetian Perspective. Jean Piaget is often thought of as a child psychologist, had a long career, published his first article when he was 10, kept on publishing until his passing, some 70 years later, about 70 years later. Much of his focus was on figuring out the origins of human reasoning. Human reasoning is what sort of seems to make humans distinct from all other animal species. As far as we know, we're the only animals with that ability. We're not sure about all the animals, but it's probably at least we're unique, or it's very rare in the animal kingdom. Piaget studied the origins of human reasoning, which he would call formal operations, by studying its development in children. And he discovered there were 4 stages, 3 of them before formal operations, so beginning with sensory-motor operations, then what he called a pre-operational stage, then a concrete operational stage, and then the formal operational stage, which he equated with human reasoning. Now, the one question would be, well, gee, if you have 4 stages, why not a 5th stage? And some people have tried to address that. I am not aware of all the different attempts to address it, but the ones I heard were not satisfactory. And I had a different approach. I asked, when did these stages occur during evolution? Because after all, if formal operations is unique to humans, you could say, well, there must have been some time in the past where formal operations didn't exist. Nobody had it. So when did it first appear, and what were the consequences of its appearance? And my current thinking is that was formal operations is tied to the dawn of human civilization. That prior to the time we were hunter-gatherers, we could operate simply with concrete operations. And formal operations was necessary in order to have big cities, to develop writing, to think it's worthwhile, to preserve information. And so I would say that formal operations has only been in existence for a few thousand years, maybe 5,000 years. And then the next question you can ask is, well, if formal operations has been around for thousands of years, what about, is there a stage beyond formal operations? My exploration has been around sort of the explosion in science around the turn of the beginning of the 20th century, with Albert Einstein coming up with the special theory of relativity and the general theory of relativity, the appearance of quantum mechanics, the discovery of incompleteness by Kurt Gödel, and undecidability by Turing. All these things happened in the same time frame, and that sort of suggests there was some sort of underlying structure that enabled all of these things. There's certain parallels and things they have in common that were not in common with the things coming before them. And so I'm proposing that that is the stage after formal operations, that there wasn't any intervening stage transition between formal operations and this new thing, which I'll just call relativity, just since Einstein's theory of relativity is probably the most famous aspect of it.